The fact that Bevin to clear the play under 5 seconds. With danger, with both are clear. Let's see if Bevin at 6-2 as they start up. I think it's 4 points, actually back to 3 players. Listen.
Another couple of turnovers for dsport at the moment. They've coughed up the ball as well, but basically haven't been able to capitalise as McClellan being hassled there by Broughton. No way through. Gets out of the key and resets. 13 left on the try clock. Will he find a hole through? Doesn't. 7 left. And Michael Barry extends the lead to 2. Sorry for the sound issues, folks. I am trying to fix them, but I appreciate you letting me know. Here's penalty try, Gavin Rolton out of court. And then both Penny half the lead, 7-6. There's Michael Barry streaming down court. Cleveland doing some blocking, same with Rolton. And Michael Barry finishes things off there. 8-6, 3 minutes to play first period. Game 1 of day 2 of the 2025 New Zealand Nationals. Here with Broughton. Finds Tarama Walker, sits up nicely for her. Bumps it down to Ed Fitzgerald. Some good teaming there from both. Penny that went a little bit missing not that long ago. This time they gel together well. Barry has Whittaker on him. Nice ball over the top. And McClellan scores should actually add, but Michael Berry backing up in this competition, playing in both divisions. Full games yesterday, full games today. Playing for the Auckland side is their high pointer. The 3.5. Broughton. Trying to link up with Walker. Can. Back to Edward Predator. It's a more great teamwork there being shown. And it's 9-8. As Barry flies off to McClellan, and too much of an issue there. Passes are working well for them. Larry to give and go with Walker. Back to Wirita. Brought in there with her. And some good work there from Penny again. Now things are starting to gel for both sides. This is out of court. And Bituno by Penny as they look to run some substitutions. Sam Fitness, Hayden Delves and Kevin Hobergen on. Lowry, Walker and Broughton off. Finds Delves, 40 seconds on the try clock. Just gone a little bit quiet here. 1:20 left for the first period. As scored, it's gone over the line and then lost it basically. And dsport with the turnover again. Robson, that's it to McClellan, who's tied up there by Hobergen and Wirita. Right ball down to Barry. Delves giving chase. There's a bit of a contact here on each other. And some great work there from Delves on defence. 11-9. Exactly 1 minute left in the first period. There with Delves playing on Tuesday in the for the New Zealand development side against the Australian minors. The Australian development side. 11-10. 52 seconds left. There's McClellan. He's tied up by a couple of BOP players. Long ball down to Michael Berry. Takes it well just over the half post line. Berry seeing if he's got support. They're finally arriving now. Straight ball there to McClellan. Some good passing, good composure. And 12-10. dsport leading. Here's Delves asking for the inbound. Nice little ball there to Fitness. A bit of a juggle. Delves takes it back off him. Ball down to Wirita. Checked through by Barry. Goes on the right side now. She gets her arms going. And she'll streak away in half the lead. 12-11. 15 seconds left. Here's dsport for one of their 3 60-second timeouts. and they'll be able to propel the ball down to the front court. Have decided to take the 60 seconds. So we're going Rolton to inbound. Gives that off to McClellan. 16 seconds can be a long time in wheelchair rugby. Just trying to crash through, can't. Got all three players to his right, and he's going to run out of time. That is the end of the first period. dsport 12, leading BOP 11. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Hockey Mail, welcome back. Second period action about to start. Game one of day two. Just dsport with the narrowest of margins. While we wait for the start, big thanks to the sponsors of the 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals, the brand makers Keith Wilkerson Charitable Trust, Lynn River, Melrose Concept Cheers, Parapet Canterbury and Pub Charity Limited. There's Rolton with the inbound. It's Rolton, Quinn, Michael Barry and Georgia Mechia, sorry. And there's a nice little stuff. Oh, great intercept there from Hayden Delves. And he will level things up. Good morning to you, Tosh Hakapo. Tuning in, I see, supporting Hayden. Rolton bats it down to Barry. Being a nuisance. Rolton in there to try and prevent him. He does. Barry gets over halfway. Contact there. Almost done it, and Rolton will score his first try of the day. Yes. 13-12. dsport in front. Nice ball there from Whittaker to Hayden Delves. Boxing's back up at 13 apiece, 7:18 left, second period, first half. Mechia, give him go with Rolton, been dropped, but Mechia picks it up. There was Barry. Barry down to Rolton, Rolton pushing hard, and he's not going to win that one. And a second turnover of the period for BOP. O'Bergen to Whittaker, almost drops it out of her hands, she does. And Georgia making it up. Oh, let's put dsport back in front to Waikato ladies on opposite sides of the court in this one. O'Bergen finding Delves. Trying to use that left wing. Barry trying to knock him out. Can't. Nicky into the drag race, but Delves is going to win that one. Yet to be classified into the sport, but is playing in the New Zealand development game on Tuesday. It games on Tuesday. as Dowles turns the ball back over. And Dave Kenny back in front, 15-14, 6:35 left, second period. Give and go with Rolton to Mekia. Mekia pushing hard. No one in front of you on the backcourt, she's over halfway. And a great block there from Barry ensures Mekia gets into that right corner. It's 15 apiece. There to Dowles. Dowles pretty much gets rid of Barry's, get around Barry, no problem. 16-15, Bay Plenty in front. As Dowles straight to a 3.5 into a 0.5, but Mickey out. No problems to scoring it. 16 apiece, Hoburg to Dowles. On a drag race with Barry. He's got quite a larger arm muscle as well as longer arms. Gives him that advantage. Here. He's coming on court, he's had a lot of carries and he scored a few as well. She'll score another, look it up at 17 apiece. There with Whittaker over the back of Sam Fitness and turnover back to dsport through Michael Barry. And Barry scores. dsport back in front, 18-17. Whittaker finding Dowles and Mickey can't get the intercept. 18 apiece now. Mickey getting around the 1.5 of Kevin Hoburgen. The margin was won at the end of the first period, so 19-18. It's still going try for try. Sorry folks, I've seen that the video's just cut out. There we go. Sorry Joseph, it's a connection issue, not your thing, nothing to do with you. Michael Barry gets over half. Hayden Dowles there to check him. Barry does well to stay on his wheels. Dowles tries to rip it out and can't. 2019, dsport still with the lead. Dowles trying to use the baseline to find some support. Give and go with Hoburgen. He's just going to use that left wing, which he has done in the 12 or so minutes of this game. And locks things back up. Wheelchair rugby, or murder ball as it was originally known as, set up in the 1970s for a sport that quadriplegics could play. Has blossomed from there. First appearance at the Paralympics was an exhibition sport at Atlanta 1996, and a full medal event in 2000. New Zealand's only is 8 seconds to the key is the call. As dsport running some changes, McClellan, Chris Barry and Leo Hoffman on the court for coming onto the court for dsport. For Bay Plenty, Stacey Roach, Tarama Walker, Nikki Broughton. Yeah, as I said, it became a full medal sport at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. A great documentary called Murderball was Oscar nominated in 2004, which followed the progress of Canada and USA trying to qualify for Athens, which ended up with New Zealand winning the gold medal. And it's only gold medal to date in either the World Champs or Paralympics. 22-20. dsport in front. And Hayden Delves just glides through. Halves the margin to 1. Bit of a fight going on. Barry Broughton, Hoffman, I should say. Nice ball there to McClellan. This time Chris Barry. Nice ball over the back of the shoulders. And it sends the margin back to 2. If you want to see a more recent documentary about the sport, Sweet Productions, which is New Zealand based, and co-founder was Jai Waite, who was part of that 2004 team. Will Black's Bodies on the Line. It can be found on Neon. Very good documentary following the team's path to try and qualify for last year's Paralympics. Bit of a drag race with McClellan and Delves. McClellan turns around, gives it off to Chris Barry. And it's 24-22. In and out with Delves, this time McClellan. He only has Walker with him. 24-23 now. Talking about Sweet Productions, Steve Fitness, who was on earlier. It's part of the recent documentary they did called License to Drive, which was showcasing disabled people trying to get their license, and Fitness passed his full through that documentary. As McClellan scores 25-23. Delves trying to find a way around the defence. Gets over halfway, does well, and spots a hole and goes straight through. 25-24, 1:55 left. First half, second period. McClellan's forgotten about the yellow lines. It is not the first time, it was the first time today. It's happened a few times this weekend. And Bay Plenty with a soft turnover. Broughton at the top of the basketball key. Nice patience being shown here. Tries to find a soft way through, can't. This ball is loose. Dowles ends up with a bit of an arm wrestle there, but well taken. And Broughton finishes the thing off. We're locked back up at 25 apiece. Closest game we've had in the last, the 2 days of competition. As Stacey Roach calling it an equipment timeout. The Cleveland just had a bit of a laugh about Barry there. Plenty actually won Division 2 at WRC 2 in Te Whanganui-a-Tara, Wellington. A minute to fix the equipment check, otherwise you have to substitute or call a 60-second timeout. So it's as though the Plenty support staff have done their job, and they're hopping with the ball. Getting McClellan, Roach and Broughton tying him up. Ball down to Chris Barry, sorry. Has to turn back in the corner, almost out of court there. And it's a held ball. It's going to be back with Bay Plenty. Both one player from each team having hands on the ball at the same time. And a turnover for Bay Plenty. Just over a minute to play in this first half. Coming up at 11 a.m. at New Zealand time. The Bonemakers Waikato Stampede taking on Auckland. And as Delves gets over halfway, and he's done it again. Well, actually, I shouldn't say he's done it again. Tell you what, Connor's pretty happy about that. He did it originally. McClellan finding the right wing, and Delves goes over. Big up and over, big collision. 3 high pointers on each other, and Delves coming off the worst of the two. Be back with dsport. As Delves just getting some attention too. Bevin McClellan, 48 left on the game clock in the first half. Trying to crash through, can't. Straight ball there to Chris Barry. And again, linking up very well there. (26-25). Delves looking at his options. Just streaks down court pretty quickly. And a 60-second timeout called by dsport. One more tournament left in the domestic schedule for New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby. It's the Low Point Nationals at ASB Arena in Te Muru. His ball is loose and Chris Barry just knocked it out. Yeah, that tournament, 11th and 12th of October, free entry. Not entirely sure whether I will be there live streaming, but I should be there in some capacity. And this time, Bo Penny asking for the 60-second timeout so they can propel the ball into the front court. We've got 26 seconds to score. dsport will have the ball at the start of the third period at this point. Broughton fighting away. McClellan trying to be a nuisance. Tarama Walker doing some screening, and it's off the front of Broughton's chair. It's stripped out by McClellan as dsport ask for a timeout to propel the ball to the front court as they bring in some substitutions. Chris Barry making way for Michael Barry, and Gavin Rolton making way for coming on court for Leo Hoffman. All there to McClellan. 5 seconds left on the try clock. Can he find his way through? He can with 1 second on the clock. 27-26. And that'll be half time. Game one of day two. It is dsport 27 leading Bay Plenty 26. We're back in 5. Welcome back to Pioneer Stadium. It's the second half of the first game of day 2. It has been basically try for dsport and Bay Plenty. Mickey caught up on the halfway, trying to find some support. Goes through the middle of there, and some great D there from Chris Barry. Sure she scores. 28-26, the margin 2. Hasn't been above 2 at any point. As Delves finds a bit of Joe Grace with Chris Barry. This is going to stop it. Up and down goes Wirata. Looking for options. Bounce party great to Dayton Delves. The margin back to 1. Reminder there'll be highlights and bloopers posted to the Facebook page you're watching this game at a later date. Makes it a bit fun when you look back at some of the silly stuff that's happened. As I say that, Mickey has gone down. Bit of a spin there. Wait and see whether it's a legal spin or not. In wheelchair rugby, if you hit the player in front of the axle, that's fine. Behind the axle isn't. So it's been called a fallen player, not a spin. And Hoboken will inbound the ball here for Otago. For Bay Plenty, sorry. One of those teams. Good to have you back watching Z Wirata, watching your sister play. As this one's out of court, another turnover for dsport. Bay Plenty have forced a couple of turnovers and they've coughed the ball back before capitalising on it. Ball is down to Mekia and above her head there to try. 29-27, the margin back to 2. As Infus finds Delves. And Hayden Delves just sweeps around court. This is the margin back to 1. Barry finding Mickey up. Delves there to check her. Fitness does some great picking, but lets her go in the end. Mikia finds the ball down to Chris Barry. Better with a turnover though. Finding Delves. It'll be 29 apiece. Jono Tyson down the middle of the court, gets checked by Delves. Nice ball over the back of the shoulder, and it's a 12-second violation. Once you gain possession in the back court, you've got 12 seconds to get over halfway, otherwise it's a turnover. Big difference this year with the World War II Rugby changing things where you lost those get out of jail free cards that you could use when in danger. There's timeouts as Whittaker goes up and down with Mikia there with Delves, and Delves turns around and straightens. And Bay of Plenty back in front for the first time in a while, 30-29. There with Mikia. Mikia through the middle of the court now. She was using that left wing over halfway and making it look easy. Delves now on that right wing for Bay of Plenty. Making it look even easier this time. Delves quite heavily strapped on his chair, which helps him to be able to use his core to move his chair, the high pointer. Almost forced back over. Now has it. Trying to get rid of Whittaker, and the ball squirted out. Aidan Delves racing after it and picks it up one-handed. That'll definitely make the highlights, that one. And Bay of Plenty for the first time in front by 2. Only team yesterday that won as Team A, not that it really matters, just one of those quirks. When they beat dsport last night. And Mikia halves the lead. Delves picks up the scraps. Fighting hard on that right wing. And some nice blocking there from Whittaker. So 33-31. Making it 34-31. First time anyone's been in front by 3 in this whole game. We got 4.5 to play, third period. There's Mikia just having trouble getting away from the pick of Hobergen and Whittaker. Now she fires it down court, down to Rolton. The .5 manages to pull it in nicely. There with Tyson. Ball down to back to Mikia, sorry. And it's 34-31. Delves is doing a bit of inbounding in this game actually. Give and go with Whittaker, and he gets around to Barry, no problem. And a free court to himself. Good to have you, Kathy Chawa, tuning in as well. He's Downs with another turnover. Downs brilliantly to stay in the back court. If he'd gone that a little bit further over, he would have been forced back into the back court and a turnover. Bad Penny cashing in finally. He can get fighting off, but it's a nice ball there to Chris Barry though. (36-33). Stelves makes the margin back to 4, and we've got a 60-second timeout called by dsport. Things just got a little away from them at the moment. 3:07 left in this third period. Alright, dsport's timeout taken. Let's see what they have to respond. They're down by 3, 3:07 to play. Undefeated coming into this game. As Tarama Walker's been pushed out of court. Should be into the penalty box. She's sat there for either 30 seconds of game time or, a dsport try. It's actually been called a 1 metre. So any player attacking or defending can't be within a metre of the inbounding player. Yes, McClellan has it. Pushing hard down to Michael Barry. Flipped up nicely for him. And some good hands there being shown from Michael Barry. Made his New Zealand development debut in Japan. As the ball is out of court. And Robson will put it into the corner from there. The Cleveland cut find a way through. Now a hole opens. And the margin now 2, 37-35. Drag race to McClellan and Delves just that longer arm reach that he does have, wins the race. Got any thoughts or comments or questions, folks, please put them in the chat. I'll get round to them when I see them. Commentating by yourself is not the easiest thing to do, but not the first time today. Not for the first time I've done that. It was the first time today as McClellan goes through. Delves with the inbound. Here to it's Michael Berry that's going to pick it up. Gets the turnover. McLennan goes up and down, stops Delves getting in the way in the margin. Back to 1, 38-37. Walker back on court, finds Broughton. Fight with Walker. And Michael Berry does some good blocking there. And it's out of bounds. Just wait and see whose ball this is. It'll stay with Bay Plenty. Got a tussling going on in the backcourt. Now all players have been released. It's got an equipment timeout on Hayden Delves, who actually had some real chair issues yesterday. The first opening minutes of the tournament, actually lost one of his wheels. That popped off. Don't often see that in wheelchair rugby, but can happen. Tyre replaced. And Walker finds Broughton. Back to Delves, some good hands there. And the margin back to 2. It's out of court, but stays with dsport. Changed their name from Parafed Wellington a few years ago. As McLennan has it, fighting hard there to Michael Berry. Michael Berry only has dsport players with him, no defenders. And the margin back to 1, 39-38. Walker finds Delves. Delves uses this left side. Quick transition to the right. The power of a 3.5 as McLennan goes up and down, and Broughton finishes things off. Rolton to McLennan, who has plenty players on him. Rolton trying to be annoying. And the ball set up nicely there for Michael Berry. So having a chat to him before the start of this game about his experience in Japan. As Delves will send it down, he said it was really nice. Other than the fact it was about the temperatures were in the high 30s. This is back in June. And this ball out of court, and it will be with dsport. So they've got a chance to lock things up with 50 seconds left in the third period. There's there to McLennan. Roach and Broughton tying him up. Ball back to Michael Berry. Delves can't dislodge. And we've got a 12-second violation. And another turnover for Bay Plenty on the stroke of end of the third period. With Delves, 35 on the clock. It's winding down the clock, trying to be the last team to score. They'll have possession at the start of the last period as well. So scoring last would be vital for them. Ball is loose, it's 8 seconds and it's out of court. 6 seconds left on the clock. Time doesn't start till it's touched. There with Delves and 1 metre violation and a turnover for dsport as they call their 60-second timeout. So they can propel the ball to the front court. Rolton backs it to McClellan, 5 seconds. There to Michael Berry, he's going to squeeze over and lock things up. All. And that is the end of the third period. We'll be back in 2 minutes with the strike one. Alright, welcome back as we start the last period. Big thanks to the sponsors of the New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals, the brand makers, Keith Wilkinson Charitable Trust, Lynn River, Melrose Concept Chairs, Parafed Canterbury and Pub Charity Limited. Locked up at 40 apiece. We have not had a period that's started with a margin more than 1. Broughton fighting. Firing it over to Walker, and Tadama Walker scores her first try of the second half. A reminder, if we are locked up at the end of this period, we go to overtime. We keep doing that, 3 periods of overtime until we get a winner. Ball down to Barry. He locks things up at 41 all. We're going to get Hassel and turn over here for dsport. Get him McClellan. McClellan looking right, going left. Broughton trying to squeeze out and can't. And dsport for the first time in a while back in front. Oh, there with Tadama Walker. Been playing the sport for a couple of years. All down, and then McClellan's got to clean it up, and he stretches the margin to 2. 43-41. This time I think it's got a little bit of Rafe here for Bay of Plenty. Going to be out of court, and 3 turnovers in a row for dsport. Big moment of the game. McClellan filing the ball. He's going to try and go through the middle. He can't. Gritter there. Tying things up. McClellan crashing through. Can't. Finds Michael Barry. And Barry trying to work off the pick of Broughton. And try scored eventually. Some good pushing there from Barry. 44-41, dsport in front. Walker finding Whittaker. This time they're linking well back. Plenty steamrollers. found their name after the Bay of Plenty NBC side, the Steamers, Steamrollers, and Bay of Plenty score 44-42. Ball down to Barry. He's going to pick it up. Oh, I was going to say he's going to pick it up before the sideline and doesn't. So Bay of Plenty with a turnover of their own finally in this last period. Coming up in about 15 minutes time, Waikato taking on Auckland, the battle of the teams without a win. Here to Broughton. Broughton can't find a hole just at the moment. 17 left on the try clock. There was Whittaker. Pinched by McClellan though. Throwing it down to Michael Barry. He takes it behind him. You can see the Wellington bench pretty happy about that turnover. Not that you mind any turnover if you're the team forcing it. Lowry with Walker in the give and go. Walker fires not over halfway, but it's going to land with Michael Barry. Michael Barry will score 45-43. Here's Whittaker finding Walker with support. They've only got a couple of people with her though. She just gets over halfway. Good work there from Larry, ensuring she only goes forward. Pulled it from Whittaker down to Broughton. And makes it 46-42. .451 left in this last period. Will it be the last though? There's an illegal use of hands coming against Skidama Walker. He should be in the bin for at least for either 30 seconds, or a decent try. Rolton batting it down to Barry. Over halfway, Broughton trying to find where he is. And nice little gentle pushes there to score that try. Margin now 4 again. The highest has been in this game. Bay of Plenty did lead in the last period by 4. Walker with Larry the give and go. Pops the ball over to Whittaker. Whittaker trying to fight off Rolton, can't. And only finds the pass to Michael Barry. And fires it off to McClellan. Now the biggest margin of the game, it's 5, 48-43. 4:17 left. Walker pushing hard. McClellan trying to rip the ball off her. Nice little low pass there to Whittaker. Passes it to Larry. It's been missed. And back to dsport as Bay of Plenty running some substitutions. Delves, Fitness and Hobergen on the court for Larry, Walker and Broughton. There to McClellan. He's got a number of Bay of Plenty players on him. Long ball down to Barry. Delves is coming after him, but Barry wins the race. .49-43. Commentator. There with Delves. Delves on that right flank. And gets around Robson, no problem. Showing his speed he has with those long levers. 49-44. McLean with ball. Delves, oh, he does well. McClellan as Delves goes over. Scores the try. McClellan did well, he just held up a fraction of a second so he didn't go into the front court and then get forced back. But unfortunately for Hayden Delves, it's ended with him on the court. Delves up back on his two tires. Delves trying to use the speed run. McClellan, he does so. Margin back to 5, 50-45. 3:19 to play in this one. There to Barry. Ball down to McClellan. He's got open quarter though. Delves is coming hard at him. And some great sheer work there from McClellan. Just cutting off any chance that Delves can angle in there. Ball to Werita. Almost loses it. Does well. Delves gets rid of McClellan, no problem. 46-51, 2 minutes 35 left. Robson with McClellan. There's a bit of an arm in the way, but cleaned up there by Barry. Look at Barry on that right side, Werita giving chase. And nice pick there from Werita, but great composure in McClellan scores. (52-46), 2:18 left. Bevin to Werita. There to Delves. Delves fighting around on that right side. He's going to win this race against McClellan again. (52-47). I've just seen that the video's gone again, sorry folks. There's our call again, and working on that issue, folks. It's really fatiguing.
I think it just gets quick.
So turnover ball is Leo Hoffman on court. McClellan streaking away, Delves checks him. Gets away from Delves, then to Hoffman. And Hoffman going a bit backwards there to McClellan. There's only 13 left on the try clock. Back to Chris Barry, nice work. Good patience, good composure. They pretty much wrote their name on this game, 53-47. There's a few hits there. Delves going through a gap. Good hit there from Werita. Stops McClellan. And makes the margin to 5, sorry. Nice little ball there to Hoffman. Hoffman to McClellan. He's going to get over half. Does so and passes the ball down to Chris Barry. Seen a bit of a drought with the turnovers. But clearly needs some quickly. Delves takes it behind him. There's Delves plus it to himself. Some great work there. And the margin now 5. 54 seconds though. Time not on Penny's side. This is loose. McClellan points it downfield. Delves is chasing after. He's going to let it go out of court though. But we'll have the ball. And they've got a 60-second timeout, so they can propel the ball up court. .54.50, 48 seconds left of this game. Coming up at 11, it is Auckland taking on the Waikato. Two teams without a win in this competition so far. Canterbury taking on the Australian Miners on court number 2. That game will not be live streamed. Only court 1 is being live streamed, folks, and the draw is done. So at least each team is on the live stream once before playoffs. As it'll be Hoburgen to inbound. There to Delves. Delves trying to find a way through, does squeeze through brilliantly. 54-51, margin now 3. As Winnata with the intercept, does well, 54-52. Maybe, just maybe this game isn't done yet. There to Chris Barry. Pops it down to McClellan. Winnata can't get in the way. McClellan does well. Delves giving chase. Both Winnata and Delves checks him, but he does well. And penalty try awarded, 55-52. 26 seconds. I think that's the icing on the cake for dsport. But who knows? Delves on that right wing. And he's lost it behind him, is he? No try. Yeah, he's left it behind. And a coach's timeout called by dsport. Looks as though they're going to take it. No, they're not. They're just going to take the chance to propel the ball up court. There, Chris Barry. 16 seconds left. Delves dislodges the ball and bounce around, but go to court. Still dsport though. McClellan give and go with Chris Barry. And what has been the best game of the tournament so far to start day number 2. dsport 55 and beaten by Penny 22. And what has been a good game. Coming up in just under 40 minutes time here on the live stream, Waikato taking on Auckland.